Be back. Welcome back. $25,000 Bitcoin price action. In today's show, we'll be discussing the Bitcoin Pure multiple hitting a 14-month high and what this means. Also in today's show, Bitcoin market cap flips payments giant Visa for the third time. We'll also be discussing Hong Kong outlining an upcoming crypto licensing regime. That's right, as well as Cryptoqueen's boyfriend sentenced to 5 years in prison for laundering $300 million in crypto. And word on the streets, Cryptoqueen is dead. Also in today's show, Analyst who called the major Bitcoin crash says a parabolic Bitcoin rally is coming and shares his target, which is pretty optimistic to say the least coming from Dave the Wave. He expects Bitcoin to hit a new all-time high of $150,000. Also in today's show, $180,000 Bitcoin price explosion incoming as the Bitcoin halving takes over, says crypto analyst Philby, quoting him here. Bitcoin halving is due for March 2024. If history is anything to go off of, then you have 18 months absolute max to get your ish together before we start doing all sorts of crazy stuff above the all-time high again, $180,000. That's the target. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. And welcome for everyone tuning in to pod episode number 1200. That's right, time sure does fly. Today is February 20th, 2023, and I'm your host, JV. Let's kick off today's show by checking out the market watch. As you can see, Bitcoin hovering just under $25,000 as the entire market is pumping once again back in the green. The dip from yesterday was short-lived. We dumped about $800 and regained all those losses just like that. We have Ether trading at roughly $1,700 and overall just gains for the crypto market. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap still sitting above 1.1 trillion with 72 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance at 42.5% with the Ether dominance at 18.5%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, we have Conflux up 62%, trading just under 30 cents, followed by Stacks up 46%, trading at 58 cents, followed by Neo up 26%, trading at $13.88. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, massive gains. We have a crypto called CFX up literally 493%. We got STX up 99%. We Mix up 88%. The only one loser out of the top 100 is a coin called Blur, down 76%. Everything else is seeing pretty impressive gains. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 58 in greed. Yesterday a 60, last week a 48, which is neutral, and last month a 53. Which is neutral. So there you have it. How many of you are pretty pumped up for the current pump as Bitcoin is about to retest 25,000? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's break down the latest technical analysis, shall we? On-chain data shows the 7-day moving average Bitcoin Pure multiple has hit a 14-month high just recently. Here's what it may mean for the market. As pointed out by analysts in a crypto quant post, the Bitcoin price was around 48,000 the last time the metric was at its current level. Now the Pure multiple is an indicator that measures the ratio between the daily revenue of the Bitcoin miners and the 365-day moving average of the same in US dollars. And when the value of this metric is greater than 1, it means the miners are making more right now than the average for the past year. And if the indicator hits very high values above this mark, then the miners become likely to sell as they are likely raking in a significant amount of profits. That's right. Now, on the other hand, the multiple being below threshold implies the mining revenues are less than the norm at the current moment. Low enough values under this mark have historically been a sign that the crypto is undervalued. Now, here is a chart that shows the trend in the 7-day moving average Bitcoin Pure multiple over the last couple of years, which you can see here on your screen. As displayed in the graph, the 7-day moving average Bitcoin Pure multiple has been below the 1 mark during the past year or so as the bear market gripped the asset. And with the latest rally of the Bitcoin price, however, the indicator seems to have seen some rapid rise, and it has now broken out of that zone again. This is the first time in about 14 months that the metric crossed above the 1 level, which you can see here. To see what effect this might have on the current market, here is a chart that highlights how the indicator behaved during the past cycles. In the graph, as you can see, the quant has marked the different levels that have been relevant to the 7-day moving average Bitcoin Pure multiple during the previous cycle, and it looks like sustainable rallies have usually taken place whenever the metric has made a successful break above the 1 mark, which is a great omen. When the indicator is below 1, some miners may have some trouble running their operations as the lower revenues may not pay, like electricity bills and etc. Thus, during times like this, some miners may be forced to sell their reserves to keep their facilities going. However, the analyst explains that when the indicator shows a rising trend breaking through 1, the miners start getting more comfortable with keeping their bills paid, and therefore the selling pressure goes down from this cohort. And in the same pattern follows this time as well, when the current break of the Bitcoin Pure multiple in the region above this level could be good news for the viability of the current rally. As you can see here, with the Bitcoin price currently hovering at around the $25,000 mark. And again, tell me if you're currently bullish on the King Crypto. Holla at your boy, and at the end of the show, we'll be reading all the questions out loud, and you can literally ask me anything, which is one of my favorite segments of the live show. With that being shared, now let's tap into the breaking news of what's happening with the Bitcoin market cap flipping that of payments giant Visa, which is definitely a good sign as well. Check it out. A 48% Bitcoin price surge since the start of the year has pushed Bitcoin's market cap past the payment processing giant Visa once again, with the Bitcoin price currently at around 25,000. Let's check out the latest for the market cap. Let's get a refresh. I want the latest data. Here we go. The current Bitcoin market cap is sitting at above $480 billion. We're just a baby on the grand scheme of things. Just pointing that out. We have a lot of room for growth. This is the third time Bitcoin has flipped in the market cap of Visa, according to company's market cap. The first time came December 2020, when Bitcoin happened to hit 25,000 for the first time. Talk about deja vu. This was achieved during a price surge that saw the Bitcoin rally from 10.2 in September of 2020 to $63,000 7 months later in April of 2021. Visa retook the lead between June and October 2022, which then saw Bitcoin surpass Visa for a very brief moment on October 1st, before the payments company recaptured the lead once again. This lead was widened when the collapse of crypto exchange FTX shaved off over $100 billion from Bitcoin in 4 days between November 6th to the 10th of last year. However, since then, Bitcoin has fully recovered and stacked an additional $65 billion on top of its November 6th market cap of $408 billion to overtake the payments processing giant. Now, should it be worth noting that given the small difference in market cap between Bitcoin and Visa, the two are currently flipping each other by the hour. And as for Bitcoin's impressive start to this year, its third flipping of Visa came on the back of 14 consecutive days of price increases between the 4th and the 17th of January. Bitcoin is also well ahead the second largest payment processing network, which is MasterCard, which currently has a market cap of $345 billion, according to Google Finance. And I think Bitcoin will continue flipping these major payment giants. Bitcoin is still down, however, around 63% from its all-time high, which it reached back on November 10th of 2021. So there you have it. Now let's discuss the latest crypto regulations of what's happening in Hong Kong. As you know, Hong Kong is not officially a part of the mainstream China, but it's still considered a part of China. I've been to Hong Kong personally. How many of you have ever been there? I had to do my visa run there. I actually lived in China back in the day. In 2010, 2011, I was teaching English down there. But nonetheless, let's break this down, shall we? Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission, which is called the SFC, calls for public feedback on its newly proposed licensing regime for crypto exchanges, set to take effect from June 2023. A key consideration of the public consultation window is whether to allow licensed exchanges to serve retail investors in the country, and what measures should be implemented to provide a range of robust investor protection measures. Now, the SFC announced the consultation process February 20th, outlining a new licensing regime for the industry, which proposes that all centralized crypto trading platforms operating in Hong Kong must be licensed with a regulatory body. This news is breaking as of today. The SFC's proposal regulatory guidelines are based on existing requirements for licensed security brokers and automated trading venues, while modifications have also been made to some of the existing prerequisites. Now, a statement from the SFC CEO, Julia Luong, highlighted the recent turmoil in the crypto ecosystem and the collapse of industry players like FTX as the primary reason for clear regulatory guidelines for the industry, with investor protection top of mind. Quoting her here, as has been our philosophy since 2018, our proposed requirements for virtual asset trading platforms include robust measures to protect investors following the same business, same risk, same rules principle, and according to the announcement, any person or business providing crypto-related services must apply for a license from the SFC. And furthermore, a number of requirements are set out for the crypto exchange as well as service providers. This includes a host of self-custody of assets, know your customer, conflict of interest, cybersecurity, accounting and auditing, risk management, anti-money laundering, etc. Now, businesses that intend to continue operating and applying for a license are encouraged to review and revise existing systems and controls to meet the requirements of the upcoming regime. Exchanges and service providers that do not intend to apply for a license will have to prepare to close down their business in Hong Kong. That's right, Hong Kong's SFC also intends to publish and maintain a list of licensed crypto exchanges and service providers to inform the general public of the registration statuses of different firms. The 361-page document is exhaustive, outlining the key proposed regulatory requirements for licensing as well as guidelines for implementing AML controls and a host of other obligations for the industry. And perhaps the most pertinent is a section related to the proposal to allow retail access to licensed crypto trading platforms. The existing SFO regime has been in place since 2018, which initially restricted the SFO licensed platforms to serving professional investors. The documentation notes that feedback from the public has highlighted the belief that denying retail access to crypto markets may result in investor harm, given that individuals may be pushed to trade on unregulated overseas platforms which are accessible online. Do you hear that, Gary Gensler? Are you taking notes, SEC? Maybe you could learn a thing or two from Hong Kong. Meanwhile, a number of licensed brokers and fund managers have begun offering crypto-related services to investors under the SFC's supervision. This has been another key driver in the SFC's move to allow all types of investors to have access to cryptos through licensed platforms from June 2023, which is right around the corner. And now let's discuss the latest what's happened. Breaking news with Cryptoqueen's boyfriend allegedly getting sentenced to jail, and word on the street is Cryptoqueen is dead. I read this in an article the other day. I can't confirm it, but that's what I heard. So let's break this down, shall we? The ex-boyfriend of the infamous Cryptoqueen has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for laundering hundreds of millions of dollars. A new report by Bloomberg Law says that Gilbert Armenta, the former boyfriend of fugitive Ruja, who is wanted for allegedly masterminding a crypto Ponzi scheme called OneCoin, has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for laundering $300 million in cryptocurrency. According to the official court documents, Armenta was arrested in 2017 and was fully cooperative with authorities and eventually pleading guilty and helping investigators indict other bad actors as well. Amongst other things, Mr. Armenta immediately provided the investigators with access to his email accounts and permitted the investigating agents to conduct a consent search of his business office at night to avoid any leak of the investigation. And at the time of guilty pleas several months later, the supervising prosecutors characterized Mr. Armenta's ongoing cooperation efforts as extraordinary. Those efforts resulted in the indictment of both co-founders of OneCoin, including the original CEO and subsequent CEO as well, amongst others. And as a direct or indirect result of this cooperation, at least 14 defendants were indicted. The records also indicate that Armenta forfeited over $40 million and that 8 people have been convicted of crimes thus far due to his cooperation. OneCoin was launched back in 2014 as an international multi-level marketing company that dubbed itself the Bitcoin Killer, but was eventually ousted as a scam that frauded $4 billion from investors. So the FTX scandal was even larger. Now, its founder disappeared in 2017 after going to Greece and is currently wanted by many law enforcement agencies, including the U.S. FBI, better known as the Federal Bureau of Investigation. But as I mentioned a little earlier, I read rumors that she has apparently been murdered or killed or died or went missing. So it'll be interesting to see if she ever appears. How do you think this is likely to play out? Again, OneCoin being one of the largest crypto Ponzi schemes in history next to FTX. With that being shared, now let's discuss the latest regarding a parabolic rally prediction according to crypto analyst Dave the Wave. Then we'll break down a very optimistic $180,000 Bitcoin price prediction from crypto analyst Philby from Decent Trader. So let's now break this baby down, shall we? Here we go. I love these bullish predictions, by the way. A crypto strategist who nailed Bitcoin's May 2021 collapse says that a steep rally could be on the horizon for the King Crypto. We'll send it. Let's freaking go. Synonymous analyst Dave the Wave tells his 136,000 followers that Bitcoin could be mirroring its early 2019 price action when the King Crypto surged from below 4,000 to about 14,000 in just a few months. Quoting him here, a Bitcoin risk to the upside number can get big fast. Facts. And looking at Dave the Wave's chart, he appears to predict a parabolic surge for Bitcoin of around 50,000 by May of this year. Send it. How many of you would be pretty stoked to see a 50K price action by May? Now, also, this is an upside potential of over 100% from its current target. And looking at the long-term upside potential for the King Crypto, Dave the Wave uses Elliott Wave theory to forecast a new Bitcoin all-time high at $150,000 per coin sometime in early 2025, which is in alignment with the prediction I shared in yesterday's show as well. Just wanted to point that out. Quoting him here, with a maturing Bitcoin market, why not a classic impulse wave up within the LGC, which is the logarithmic growth curve as outlined here on this chart. Now, Elliott Wave theory is an advanced technical analysis approach that tries to predict the future price action by following the crowd psychology that tends to manifest in waves. And according to the theory, a bullish asset goes through a 5-wave rally where the wave is 1, 3, 5, which are bursts to the upside. And based on Dave the Wave's chart, he thinks that Bitcoin could correct to around 25,000 after his predicted parabolic surge before an eruption to 68,000 for wave 3, and then $150,000 per Bitcoin for wave 5. Send it. Let's freaking go. How many of you agree with this Elliott Wave theory and $150,000 Bitcoin price target? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below, which leads us to our final story of the day. Let's break down this $180,000 Bitcoin price prediction from one of my favorite analysts, Philby. I've had him here previously on the show, and it was he made for a great guest. So let's break this down, shall we? Here we go. A popular crypto analyst just unveiled his long-term target for Bitcoin's current cycle, which is a big one. Synonymous trader whose alter ego is Philby tells his 85,000 Twitter followers that his target for the top crypto is now $180,000. Send it, please. The analyst points to Bitcoin's halving, which is now about a year away. That's right, we're about 400 days out. And he says this is the key catalyst. The halving, which happens every 4 years, will reduce the amount of new Bitcoin entering the market from 6.25 Bitcoin per block to 3.125 Bitcoin per block. The tightening of supply has historically coincided with major moves in Bitcoin's price, and the trader believes this time will be no different. Quoting him here, Bitcoin halving is due for March 2024. If history is anything to go off of, then you have 18 months absolute max to get your ish together before we start doing all sorts of crazy stuff above the all-time high. $180,000, that's the target, which he outlines here on crypto Twitter, and he also throws in, I will finesse with rationale later, but this is the short form. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. Philby says he should only need one chart detailing what has happened immediately after each Bitcoin halving to understand its potential. Quoting him again here, if we were to only look at the one chart and then Bitcoin bull market comparison is it. So everyone is on the same page. The Bank of Bitcoin has no members, no buildings, and no bankers manipulating the rates, trying to balance inflation with full employment. It runs on code. It always has, and it always will. Facts. And he continues, now for the economic lesson that everyone knows. Price is a function of supply and demand. This is why we see a rally in price in a period after each halving. The left of the chart, which is outlined here. Now the trader also points to fundamental advancements in the space that he believes will act as support for the next big bull run. Those developments include the institutionalization of Bitcoin at financial titans like Fidelity and BlackRock, which are amongst the largest asset managers in the world, and the potential for positive regulatory clarity on crypto in the EU and the UK, and the adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender in El Salvador and the Central African Republic. And as the game theory continues, many more nations are likely to adopt the King Crypto as potentially a legal tender. Let's get it. And with that being shared, let me know if you agree or disagree with this bullish price prediction from the one and only Philby of $180,000 price target for the King Crypto. And when do you feel this is likely to occur? Holla at your boy in the live chat. And with that being shared, now let's dive into the live chat, my favorite segment of the live show, as Bitcoin is pulling back, but barely. We're still maintaining about $24,800. Good morning, Nathan Roth. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Megadon. Good morning, Bring Facts. Good morning, Nate. Good to see the family in the building. Tough Cookie, always a pleasure. Welcome to the other Nate. Lance Weathers, welcome. Good to see you. Skip on down the road. Welcome. Satwise Jenks, welcome. Corky, welcome. Ilya, welcome. Dankness, welcome. Coinfather, welcome. Good to see y'all. I'm going to scroll to the top of the chat. We see Pezza says one of the volume spikes is 1600 BTC. I'm sure people are loading up in secret. Everyone's like, nah, would never buy that. Then buying a ton in secret. Exactly. Wouldn't surprise me as the mass accumulation continues for the King Crypto. Gains Bro says game green muscle. That's right. The altcoin market is on fire this week. The entire market. Like I mentioned, only one crypto out of the top 100 is actually in the red. Everything else has seen massive gains. STX up 100%, CFX 500%, File up 75%, WeMix 88%, Hex 46%, and it goes on and on. Clay 68%, Link 25%. Insanity, right? Good time to be alive. Nathan Ross says, good morning, JV, and to the crypto family. Been busy and missed my live streams. Well, I appreciate you tuning in live this morning. Thanks, bro. Good stuff. You got it here. It says, do the dishes. My file swing I sold yesterday for 132%. Pretty massive. So I said, congratulations. I love seeing others win. You got to love it. Average Prepper, welcome fam. Dankness says 1200. Keep it up, JV. The most consistent. You got it. And, you know, that's roughly 4 years, a dedication to this podcast. I'm looking forward to the next 1200 episodes so we can be at episode number 2400. Won't that be some ish? Where do you think the Bitcoin price action is likely to be on episode 2400? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You know what I mean? Happy 1200 JV. Keep them coming. You got it, Corky C. I appreciate the continued support. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it. Good morning, fam. Welcome, Lance Weathers. Good to see you. Skip says, someone asked me in a previous chat at what price I first purchased Bitcoin. I declined to answer. Would you believe my answer anyway? Good point. Hopefully you bought it in 2011 with that answer, and it wouldn't be shocked. I mean, a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot, but we had someone in the chat the other day who got into Bitcoin at 2013, so it makes me wonder, did you adopt the King Crypto even earlier than that? Like, I bet back in 2011, Bitcoin was hovering between $1 and $10. That's around the time that Max Kaiser went on the Kaiser Report with Stacy Herbert and introduced Bitcoin as the future of currency. You know what I mean? One of the most epic clips, by the way. I shared it more recently on my Twitter feed. If you're not following me on Twitter, be sure to do so. My Twitter username is not Crypto News Alerts because that wasn't available when I signed up for Twitter in 2019. So my Twitter handle is Crypto News. Yes, just FYI. You know what I mean? But good stuff. Never tell people how much you hold. That's another question. People ask you, how much Bitcoin do you have? I would never reveal how much I have. It's only going to attract negativity and bad actors to come try to steal your crypto. I've experienced it firsthand. And that's without me even revealing how much Bitcoin that I have. So that's one question I would never answer to any human being, because how much Bitcoin you have that should be your secret. You know what I mean? No one deserves to know that. And like I said, if you're holding a lot of Bitcoin, you can become a target, and, you know, people can die over $50. So imagine holding on to Bitcoin and telling people and making it public. Imagine the type of harm which can be caused. You know what I mean? So just be safe out there, folks. Good catch this live again. Wish JV would dump the advertising row along with the bottom and open up the viewable space. What advertising are you talking about? My show has been ad-free for like the past 5 or 6 months, so I'm actually offended you would say that. If you're seeing ads on YouTube, it's because you're too cheap to pay for the $9.99 subscription to YouTube Premium, so you don't have to see ads. I never see ads on YouTube. I haven't in the past few years because I have a subscription for $9.99 that prevents me from seeing ads. So just note that. If ads are turned on, it's because you're not paying $9.99 a month. Trust me, it's worth it if you don't want to see ads every 2 minutes when you're watching videos. So just throwing that out there. This is an ad-free show, just FYI. I don't have any sponsors currently at the moment, but that could change in the near future. So what up? It's going to be epic, says Thomas. Tough cookies. Yeah, what's happening? Still bigger than 90 of all the businesses or banks, 90%. Let's go. Bitcoin seems to be teasing us with something big incoming. Let's go Bitcoin. And I also want to throw out there, for those of you only listening to the podcast, you may hear ads on Spotify or iTunes. If you want to turn those off, just get a premium subscription. I mean, if you're on a platform a lot, to me, it just makes a lot of sense. You'll save so much time and energy not having to listen to ads, unless you enjoy the ads. You like listening to ads from McDonald's or wherever they choose. By all means, have a free account. That's why people give you free accounts to everything. That's why there's free accounts to Facebook, so you can see their ads. And now they're going the Twitter Elon Musk model to get verification, etc. But nothing in this life is free. Not even YouTube. You know what I mean? They're monetizing you with ads left and right unless you get a paid subscription. That's just the nature of life, and that's just how it is. Yeah, Saylor and Kaiser drunk dollar cost averaging again. I love it. Shout out to Max Kaiser and Saylor. They're my two favorite Bitcoin proponents. Max being the biggest Bitcoin OG, dating back to 2011. Finally made a live show. Missed the crew. Appreciate you tuning in. Are you a realtor, Nathan? A question from Tough Cookie. Nice, Nathan. I'm looking for a new house in about 4 years. Want a bigger one. That's what's up. JV, I caught your live. Let's go. Thank you, Crypto for Cardano. I appreciate you tuning in live. Audit the SEC. Say it once a day to keep Gensler away. Audit the SEC. Audit the SEC. Audit Gary Gensler. Audit Gary Gensler. Fire Gary Gensler. Replace him with another suit. Replace him with another suit. Fire Elizabeth Warren. You know what I mean? Get rid of these shady actors. Get rid of Kevin O'Leary while we're at it as well. You know what? I'm sick of seeing him. Good Monday morning, JV and the family. SpongeBob SquarePants, I appreciate you tuning in. Magnum Blue Steel, that's what's up. I will keep you in mind. I want mortgage rates to come back down, hopefully sometime soon. Internet problems here in California. Sorry to hear that, fam. The Queen is dead. The Smiths saw it first. I mean, that's the word on the streets. I don't know. I didn't get any confirmation of it, but I read that yesterday. I hope it's not true. I don't like to hear about the death upon anybody, those clowns. But nonetheless, I'm going to be nice and I'll shut up. Good morning, crypto fam. Countdown is on to 9 months before the halving. Let's go. Summer equals crypto summer. I want to know the same thing. Who is receiving the majority of the money on all the fines collected? We're talking billions of dollars. They just collected. Where's the money going? Who's receiving?